Hey, I'm Robert Miller.
I'm Jody Rocket.
We are the owners of Prestige Roofing Technologies. Today, we want to shoot this video for you guys because we often get asked, why should I file a claim and how do I file a claim on my homeowners due to a weather event on my roof? The why is quite simple. It could be something as easy as we had a big hailstorm come through and you're concerned that your roof got damaged. Could be that we had heavy winds the night before and you found shingles laying in your yard. Or as something as simple as Bob down the street was getting a new roof on, you stopped, spoke to him, said, hey, why are you getting a roof? And he said, well, I had an inspection on it and they found damage due to weather. That could be another reason. A tree could come through your roof and we come and do an inspection. So there's your whys of why you would want to file a claim against your homeowner's insurance. Now what we're going to do, we're going to discuss how to do that. And we're going to skip through this pretty quick so we don't bore you guys, but it's asked often, this question, and we just want you to have a little bit of knowledge of why we do these claims. So Jody, if I were to come to you as Bob down the street and give you a call up and say, hey Jody, I had a hailstorm last night at my house and I'm concerned I've got damage. What do you recommend and how do I go about this?
First, Bob, you're going to, I'm assuming your name is Bob. Bob's going to call me. He's going to give me his information, his street address, his phone number, all his contact information. We always also know the insurance carrier. That has a lot to do with those guys approving, disapproving, and that's always knowing who you're going to be working with. That means a lot in this industry. Once we do that, me or Robbie or one of our sales guys will be coming out, climbing your roof. First, they like to canvas outside of the house. We're looking for soft metal damages such as gutters, downspouts, window screens, anything that can cause a ding, or hail damage can put a ding in. So that's why we use it as either soft metal damage or collateral damage. And then once we do that, we climb the roof. We're looking for either wind damage, crease shingles.
Very, very important, guys, too. He said a very important thing there, climb the roof. A lot of times you'll have these companies who will come out and they'll carry this little thing called a drone and they're going to say, hey, let me run my drone up and do this inspection. Jody, what can you see with a drone?
With drones, if you do use a drone, they've got their pros and cons. I see a lot of cons with them. That's cool. You can spot, identify damage, but once you get that adjuster to come out, the guy's going to climb the roof. He's going to say, well, okay, come on up here. And once you say no to him, he's going to say, well, I know you flew with the drone. And, a lot of times those guys don't like that because they're going to risk their life climbing this roof and you just used a drone and you're not climbing, you're just no validation there. So that being said,
and you can't see all the damage that he can with his eyes on the roof.
Absolutely.
So at this point, he don't know whether there's real damage up there or not.
True. So he's basically, it's a long shot. I shouldn't say a long shot. It's a 50-50 chance both ways. And with that being said, we don't like to use drones. If worst case scenario, if it's super steep, super tall, risking our lives, we'll use a drone. But most 95% of the time, we're going to climb that roof and look for that damage.
Now, once you get up on my roof and you're up there, what exactly are you looking for?
So I'm either looking for wind crease shingles or hail impacts, indentations enough to bust the fiberglass matting shingles. So when that takes place, that can cause for potential for a leak through on the underside of the shingle itself. A shingle is made up of three things. You have your fiberglass, you have your asphalt, then you have the granules that gives it an aesthetic look and protect those protect the asphalt from, say, the sun breakdown. So that's basically it. And then that's all I'm looking for, either wind crease or hail impacts on the shingles.
Okay. So now once you come back down, you're going to come back to me as the homeowner, and we're going to talk about what my options are. And then how do we call this claim in? What do you do for me at that part?
Okay, well, you touched a good spot. So is what I do, I take pictures of everything that I find that's damaged or could be maybe cause an issue in the near future. And I come back down and discuss everything. I'm looking for, again, things on turtle vents, anything that a dent is going to be caused by a hail impact. So with that being said, soft metals, I take a piece of chalk, take pictures of it if it's got dings in it, and then of course the hail impacts on the shingle itself. If it's enough to justify with whatever certain carrier it is, my knowledge base can tell me whether we should or we shouldn't file a claim. Some of these guys, it's not a good idea to file a claim if you got a little bit of damage. Some of these carriers are very lenient, and they'll say, yes, you do have enough damage to justify.
And the reason he says that, it's almost like a ding on your credit, your insurance credit. So if you file a claim, they're not going to drop you because that's an act of God or Mother Nature. It's a little different than if you were to leave the water on and flood your basement. But at the same time, we don't want to just put anything against you if it's not needed. So,
and again, we're going to discuss that with you once I come down with my knowledge base. I'm going to say, hey, this is percentage chance I think it's going to get approved. Some of these roofs are 100%, some of them are 50-50, and I'm going to let you know because I don't put that credit ding or that ding on your credit, your insurance credit, because those guys can, I don't know what all they can do. They can drop you, can do a lot of things, and a lot of companies will do that. They'll say, well, let's sign it up. I'm not that guy. I never have been. I never will be. But I'm going to give you my knowledge base to let you know the percentage-wise if you're going to be able to get it approved or not, if we're going to be able to get it approved or not.
All right, so let's say I'm 90%. You think I'm going to get my roof approved, and we are going to call this in together, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So after we call it in, and they are going to contact me within usually 2 to 3 business days as the homeowner.
Typically.
And they're going to tell me that they're going to send a third-party climber out to represent them and to know what's going on at that point. And then I'm going to call Jody and I'm going to say, hey, they're sending their guy out Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Then he's going to come out to represent me as the homeowner, go up and show them everything that's going on. From there, what takes place?
So once that takes place, I have the information that that adjustment date's going to happen, say Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I typically there about 15 minutes early. I set up my ladder, and I'm ready for that adjuster guy to show up, the third party or whoever's coming to climb the roof, and I'm waiting on those guys. And once we go up, I point out everything that I found. And then a lot of times those guys are going to find a little bit more, typically, not all the time, but and then we go from there. Once we get 4 slopes, they're going to do a little test square, which is a 10 by 10. Once they do that, they'll determine. He does a lot of the markings, and says, "Hey, we're finished, we're completed." Come back down, then he turns it into that desk adjuster, and then from there, the desk adjuster makes that decision on whether it should be approved or denied. And then once that's taken place, we're waiting on a phone call. The homeowner's waiting on a phone call.
So then what they'll do is they'll contact me with an estimate of what they're going to pay to get my roof replaced. At that point, then I'm going to contact Jody. They'll send me out a check within the first week. What I do is I will give him that check. I may have to send it off to my mortgage company if you have a mortgage, so it takes a little longer. Unless it's local, then we can get it signed there. But then once we get the check back, I will be giving Jody the check along with a construction contract is what I will sign for him, and then within about a week, you'll be getting your roof put on.
Somewhere 7 to 10 days, no more than 10, and that's when you pick your color, and that's basically the process.
Yeah, guys, we appreciate you listening to us. We will be bringing you some more videos and stuff coming up soon. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.